I've always told people that Kapil Chopra is a millionaire's delight, a hat maker's delight, because at every stage in his life, he insists on wearing at least 7 to 8 hats. And this new hat that he's wearing is most intriguing. And obviously, the first question is, what actually drove you to give up that plum job in which you were kicking suitable ass suitably fast to start this, I mean, not to start, but to actually enter this venture?
So, Swapan, the idea was actually came to me I just completed a year as president at the Oberoi, and I figured out that it was easy to fix rooms. It was easy to, surprisingly easier to take up rates. But the bigger challenge that I always saw was that there was no revenue management in food and beverage. So I looked at global markets and I said, Open Table is doing such a great job of reducing friction. Steve Jobs once very rightly said that he said a lot of right things, but he said that sometimes customers also don't know what they want. Till Ola and Uber were there, we guys would arrange our cars and go, but today
Absolutely.
nobody really worries about cars. So we wanted to create a friction-free product. We wanted to create a full CRM for restaurants. I wanted to divide lunch and dinner into 2 meal periods. That one lunch meal period is 12:30, the second is 2 o'clock. Dinner is at 7:30 and 9:30. And how do you really increase effective utilization of restaurant revenue? Means, surprisingly, food is one of the biggest businesses. It's bigger than the online taxi industry. It's bigger than telecom. It's bigger than FMCG. It's a $48 billion business.
I just read that, 48 billion.
It's a $48 billion business, and how could it be that a country of India's size and a country which is now opening up new restaurants, we just look at it, Cyber Hub just came out of the blue, 4 or 5 years back, and the entire 40 restaurant supply got absorbed. How could it be that there was no medium between the restaurant and the diner? So at any single given time, we made 2 promises to ourselves that one, we will never do food delivery. Okay, and the reason for that is very simple. A country is defined by its culture of eating out. A country is defined by its culture of going out, sitting. Means, why do people go to Europe? The brasseries, the cafes, coming out on the streets. Eating food at home, plonked on your bed, watching TV was never our kind of thing. And so a lot of pressure came to us to say, but Zomato is doing this and Swiggy is doing this and money investors are pouring into getting people to deliver food at home. And we said at EazyDiner, and that's why in a public forum I can say, we will never get into delivering food at home. We want you to come out and enjoy the wonderful restaurants in hotels and in standalone places.
In fact, there was an interesting piece which says that the food delivery business has to actually worry about one person, and that is Alexa and Amazon, because, I'll now just place orders there, she'll have it delivered, and that entire system becomes a very, very seamless system.
Exactly.
So my personal perspective is that I think the increasing of wallet size in restaurants has been largely constrained by what I call, and I apologize for this, absolutely unimaginative marketing from the CMOs of hotels, and absolutely unimaginative exposés of their caliber by chefs. And we all know for a fact, just the other day I sent a text message to Chef Manish at the Oberoi, and I said, I want a charcoal-infused pizza, can you do it? So he says, yes, I can. So the point of the matter is that I think we need to anticipate, like you said, I think the game is anticipation, aggregation, and access.
Yes. So exactly. So I believe that we can increase the wallet size of restaurants in 3 significant ways. One, reduce friction.
Yeah.
Means, I can still tell you, so many people in this hall, and some people are still not on EazyDiner. Or forget about EazyDiner, not on Dine Out, or any online medium platform. You've got to be on an online medium platform, because if the world is moving digital, there is no point saying I'm not going to be on a digital platform.
And the millennials only work there.
Millennials only work there, that's one. Two, I think we need to use technology to enable things. So it means, I basically, when I was coming up, I carried a reservation diary. So if you are the general manager of a hotel, the food and beverage head of a hotel, or
this is your
the CEO,
obituary.
If you have a diary in your restaurant, kiss yourself goodbye. Please kick out all diaries. Please digitize your data, because data is the new oil, all of us know. And I think the third thing is what we spoke about today, some time back with Zorawar and his father, Jig's Kalra. And he said, why can't we do a jugalbandi between Jig's top dishes, Zorawar's top dishes, and create an event out of it? Yeah. What is that actually? It's not about EazyDiner, but it's about creating excitement in F&B. So use technology, reduce the friction, and create excitement in F&B. and your restaurants will start turning the kind of money that you've never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any chef in this country talk about cauliflower rice or charcoal infused food, and I think that's really it. I don't think we push ourselves. We do not innovate as much as we want. And most worryingly, I don't think we assiduously look at menus and food trends that are happening in the world, both in a digital platform and a non-digital platform. Tell me about Live Table.
Okay, so Life Table is something out of the dairy, Means I remember, when I was president of the company, so in the last 30 years, we had something like 25,000 digital records. I said, in 30 years means, we used to do, over 100,000 covers in 360 before we shut the Oberoi down for renovation. And where was all that data gone? But that data was not captured. So when a dairy like this gets full, you basically put it in the storeroom, all the data is lost. And also in traditional hotels, like Oberoi or any Marriott, Taj, whatever luxury hotels are, they basically still rely on people knowing people.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people out here, because they worked at the Taj earlier, know, and recognize and they know that, I want to drink something. But how many people actually know my preferences? So for example, I will always have an Americano with hot skim milk on the side, but everybody in the hall can know that if it is digital. So I don't need that person to be there. I don't need something else to be there. And guys like Ritesh will use that technology and make sure that Oyo townhouses tomorrow start delivering that level of service.
But that's...
So I think Live Table is your bridge to doing that digital thing, and that is why we created a product. And that is why when people talk to me that, of course I'm going to plug EazyDiner because I'm the chairman of the board and one of the founders, but one of the key things is we're trying to solve the problem of food and beverage sales, marketing, innovation, because we understand the problems that happen in the restaurant, because we've run restaurants, we understand the pain points, and we're going to make sure that your brand image, your outside perception on how the market sees you is not affected at all. So it's industry insiders using technology and using the best practices in the market to be actually giving a product.
Absolutely. And it appalls me that no hotel or restaurant employs predictive analytics, which is really what you said, that if Kapil likes prawns, he will chance, and if he likes X, Y, and Z, he will also like X, Y, and Z, which is what Amazon does, that if you like this book, here are the other recommendations. And I think predictive analytics will come into play. I've been looking at this lovely brand, and so are you, I know, called Resi. And the beauty about Resi is that Resi has integrated the diner with the table, with the chef, and with the payment. Yep. And Resi has realized that people can book from anywhere. They can book from, like you said, Oyo, they can book from Airbnb, Amazon, etc. Will Resi ever come into this country? Will you be bringing Resi or the Resi model into EazyDiner?
Okay. So Resi is, great question, Swapan. So Resi is 3 parts.
Yeah.
The consumer-facing app. So Swapan Seth pulls out his EazyDiner app right now and books the spicy duck.
Yeah.
If spicy duck has a live table product, it seamlessly flows in, okay? And if Swapan Seth's tagged as a VIP or whatever, it can flow up to the GM saying, oh, Swapan's at spicy duck without any human intervention.
Yeah.
The way Resi goes a bit more forward is, it's also integrated to your point of sale system.
Yep.
Okay, so basically now Swapan can see his entire bill.
Yeah.
Okay, and based on earlier bill profiles, Swapan can be offered recommendations. So by the time the server is going to you saying, would you really like a Peking duck?
Yeah.
And would you, I know you don't like the crepes with it, would you just like it like this?
Yeah.
And so that integration, and then that information flows back. So I think it's a full stack technology cycle.
Yeah.
It will happen, but they say in life you need intensity. My first intensity is to make sure that these dairies go out of India.
Yeah.
India needs to ban reservation dairies. All restaurateurs need to go back home tonight and burn the bloody dairy. You burn the dairy, we've solved 50% of F&B's problem, because at least you'll have data. You may not know how to use data, but you can get somebody who will come and help you use that data. So I think that's step 1. Step 2 is a point of sale integration, which we are working on. And you see, and how the world is going to change is extremely important. You look at Airbnb. Airbnb is today a $30 billion company, and Airbnb has put in $13 million into Resi. So they're already partnering with Resi. So what has EazyDiner done? Because we know Resi and Airbnb are a good combination. We are working with TripAdvisor. So today, if you open the TripAdvisor app right now on your phone and you click restaurants on it, every single thing, including reviews on your TripAdvisor app on restaurant, including bookings, are actually run by EazyDiner. EazyDiner runs the restaurant, tab on TripAdvisor in India
Nice.
for 500 million users. So you could be sitting in Detroit right now and you could be booking your table at Spicy Duck or at Bukhara.
Yeah, true. What next in terms of product upgradation within the EazyDiner app? I mean, are you going to be now, for example, just the other day I mentioned I was in Dubai and I just opened this dining app and it says, is there any reason why you're coming? Is there any special occasion? I mean, that was normal. They said, why don't you upload your photograph so that we may recognize you when you come in, which I thought was utterly cool. So really what's happening is that even the data about the customer needs to be absolutely deep and get to know things. For instance, no bank, no airline, no hotel knows about my children, my preferences. And I find that strange. They've been going to a hotel for all their lives. So I think that needs to be mined more properly.
So two things really, Swapan. So let's say, let's take one example, and let's say I'm today opening up a hotel in, let's say the Taj Palace, because we're sitting here. Okay, and let's say the Taj Palace now wants to open a new restaurant. Yeah. So how will they open a new restaurant?
And what kind of restaurant?
What kind of restaurant? Yeah. What cuisine?
We spoke.
Okay. So what cuisine should Taj Palace open in their new restaurant, or Moria next door open in their new restaurant? So one is what the GM likes.
Oh, really?
Okay. Two is because that's what he'll present to the CEO. Okay. So the second is, what the CEO or the president of the company likes.
Okay.
Okay. So like, for example, for years at Trident Gurgaon, they kept on pitching Vietnamese to me. And I said, I don't like it. So that never went up. Although the GM was very passionate about Vietnamese food that time. Okay.
And the third?
So pretty much the third is, whatever the public tells you or somebody who's an influencer tells you. So a Swapan State, who's a big influencer, walks in and says, guys, I think Vietnamese is cool. Okay, so then you open a Vietnamese restaurant. So I think, but how do you move away from this judgmental call and say a data call?
Scientific.
So you go to an EazyDiner if you're a preferred marketing partner with us and you tell us, okay, tell me all people who have eaten at a 5-star luxury hotel and have eaten European food in the last 6 months based in New Delhi.
Excellent.
And they give the data. Okay, and they basically say they don't give you individual data, but because it's an aggregator, and what Anshuman spoke about today in the morning in Go IBBO, that they're able to see there's a city event happening in Vellore, and Vellore is trending ahead. Similarly, EazyDiner is able to see what cuisine is hot in Gurgaon, what cuisine is hot in Gurgaon for lunch, what cuisine is hot in Gurgaon for dinner, what cuisine is hot in Delhi for lunch, what cuisine is hot in Delhi for dinner. We are able to do that, and that data is available. We can tell you 62% of the people are eating this. Now, you may still decide to go ahead and do a Vietnamese restaurant. That's your call.
Yeah, you've
but
taken
at
a
least
scientific
you've
call.
got some data, and maybe you can even turn this data around and saying, okay, I want all people who are dining at luxury hotels not eating Indian or Chinese for dinner, because those are the two most popular cuisines, yeah? Not eating Indian or Chinese, and what is that as a percentage of total diners dining in luxury 5-star hotels for dinner in Delhi and Bombay? Or Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, or Calcutta, you want a bigger set. So you can do anything to say, okay, so in Mumbai, for example, and we ran some numbers. So I'll give you an example. Demonetization happened.
Yep.
The moment demonetization happened, we worked with every single alcohol company in India at EazyDiner because, wine and food go together, yeah? So we were working with them, and they said which city had the least possible impact of demonetization. Can anybody answer?
Haryana?
No. Which city had the least possible impact of demonetization on liquor sales? Exactly, Bangalore.
Why?
Because most of the guys are techies. Most of them use credit cards. Okay? So they're not using physical cash. Delhi is all about physical cash. Which place had the steepest drop in alcohol sales 2 weeks out of in Delhi? Give me a micro market in Delhi which had the steepest drop in sales for the first 2 weeks of demonetization. Very close. Connaught Place. Connaught Place fell down. All the big bars, Junkyard Cafe, everybody's there. 43% drop in number of diners being booked. But, my point is, are you speaking to your relationship manager? Or are you actually speaking to us? Come and see us at the office anytime. Are you really speaking to us and saying, talk to me about some analytics, and we can actually give you real-time analytics on how the market is shaping up. Not because we're very bright or brilliant, but because we're an aggregator, we are able to get faster trends than anybody else, like Go IBBO does, like OpenTable in the US does. So I think, you merge technology with fine dining, cuisine, create excitement, and I think there is a good way of making a restaurant run that way. And some of The newer age restaurants are understanding this.
Yep.
So Rivers to Ocean got launched, and Zorawar was on stage today, got launched last 2 weeks back, and they launched it with EazyDiner. And his only qualification was, I want all American Express, Platinum, and Centurion members who have dined at a luxury hotel in the last 6 months in North Bombay. That's it. That's your invitation list from EazyDiner, because we run American Express, Platinum, Charge, Centurion, and Reserve concierge centers pretty much in India. And also the Citibank entire 2.7 card million members. So data is rich. We were able to curate a list, send invitations out. Zorawar invites you with EazyDiner to this event, and it was as simple as that. The whole thing is, are hotels moving that fast? So unless we learn to change the game, I think most of the hotel restaurants are going to start getting left behind.
Brings me to an interesting question which I read in the car. It says 50% of all transactions in 2019 will be cashless across the world. And therefore my question to you is, isn't there some way of integrating a payment gateway with EazyDiner?
So great question, Swapan. Last October, we realized that there was a big flaw in the EazyDiner model, okay? And the biggest flaw was that we were basically a lunch and dinner booking service, yeah? And how many times do you book lunch and dinner in India? I would run out of cash by the time everybody starts booking lunch and dinner in India on EazyDiner. So we decided that how can EazyDiner be a part of your life, like Amazon is a part of your life. When you want to buy a book, you go to Amazon, and first you go to Amazon to buy a book, most of the people, at least I know. And then they start buying everything else. So we basically onboarded and said, you are now going to your office, let's say in Cyber Hub, use drop down. How can you pick up a chai from Chayos or from Chai Point, or a coffee from Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf or Cafe Coffee Day? You pick up that coffee or tea, you buy it on EazyDiner because you always get something extra, whether it's a muffin or a reduced price. You go up, you do your job. In the afternoon, you want to buy a prepaid sandwich or something from down below, you can still buy it on EazyDiner. For dinner, you can again use EazyDiner for booking your dinner reservation whenever you want to book it, maybe twice a week. So the whole idea was to become a daily dining app, and that was a big game for us. Today, 8% of all transactions on EazyDiner are actually prepaid, cashless. So 8%, and we've only started 6 months back. I anticipate that over 30% of transactions on EazyDiner by the end of this year are actually going to be cashless.
It's funny you say this, because for the past 2 months, I've been running around meeting clients and telling them, you need to create more brand encounters between your brand and customers. Like you create an encounter in the morning for a snack, all of that. I don't think many brands are getting that, but that really is the future. I was at Dubai airport, and I saw a Julius Baer bar, a bank-sponsored bar. I mean, who on earth would have thought that he would encounter a banking brand in an airport? But that was fantastic. 2 last questions. Millennials. Okay, it's everyone's worry. No one knows what to do. The Morgan Stanley figure tells me that in this country alone, there will be 410 million people who will be spending $300 billion every year in this country alone. And no brand is ready for them. No brand even talks to them or knows them. What's EazyDiner going to do for the millennial? Is Boca part of EazyDiner?
I'm sorry?
Is Boca part of EazyDiner?
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay. And I think everybody's really missing the point. So, my daughter told me don't mention my name. Okay, but she's sitting here. Drisika is here, and she's 14 and a half. So every single time I'm in the car with her, I'm having a conversation, okay?
Basically, she's slaughtering you.
Yeah, on a lot of things. So we were talking about Instagram,
Yep.
okay? And she showed me a new concept. I don't know if you guys know, I'm sure you guys would know, but something called Instagram models.
Yeah.
And she showed me 2 girls in her school who are in class 11th and 12th, she's in 10th,
Yeah.
okay, who are actually Instagram models. That means they're not fashion models, but they're models, yeah?
Right.
That means they are very big influencers.
Yeah.
And she said, you've got to speak to them, because when they speak about a brand, they speak about a brand nicely. So now I kind of speaking to her, and then I told her she had gone for an internship to an ad studio last week, okay? Swapan's giving me a dirty look, okay? So, and I said, okay, go and...
All Vasant Valley students intern with us.
Okay, so then next year she's coming to you.
You come next year.
Okay, so, and I told her, I said, you order Swiggy, okay? And, she's talking to me, she says, let me show you my chat with them. Okay, and I said, Drisika, but chat is delayed and whatever.
Not at all.
I've got a 24-hour concierge at EazyDiner and we can take a call. She says, but we don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
I want to chat. She says, even when I'm sometimes free, I start chatting with Swiggy. Okay? But
Yeah, and
if you are
Swiggy is
not,
cool.
if you are not able to understand this behavior, but that is what we're catering for. If EazyDiner has to survive a decade or 2 decades or 3 decades, I think we need to start catering for that. And these are signals. So what are we doing? So we are building now a chat functionality. And today morning, again, and the most important thing in life, Swapan, is to always learn. And today, Anshuman said something very nice about a concierge service. And we were in Bombay, she and me together, and I wanted to have a coffee, but I didn't know a place. I looked at EazyDiner. EazyDiner is still coming into the model of onboarding more and more cafes and everything. And so I wish I could have spoken to somebody, but I didn't know if I'd speak to the concierge. So at one point, we are now developing with artificial intelligence a chatbot which will basically give you recommendations of things to do close by. So you're in Connaught Place and you say, "Hi, EazyDiner, I want to go and have a coffee." And EazyDiner gives you 5 options.
Like haptic.
Yeah, exactly.
But not as refined.
But again, focused on food because we understand food.
Absolutely.
And one of the big criteria to join EazyDiner is that you should have had some interaction or worked with food in a significant way. And that's critically important. So that's the other recommendation that we're doing. But millennials want to chat. You need to have a chat functionality. I think millennials want habit-forming products, and that is one of the reasons why we met into the QSR segment. Let me give you an example. Burger King is phenomenally successful as a brand. Burger King opened on EazyDiner with a 35% discount. We didn't even ask them for a 5% discount. And he said, Kapil, the thing is, why we want to give this is because I digitally advertise on Facebook or Google, and I spoke about this to a lot of hotel chains, and basically what I get is an impression. I want a transaction. Let me give a discount. It's like my PR cost. And who am I giving the discount to? I'm giving it to the consumer, not to you. The consumer's feeling happy. Swapan's feeling happy that now he's getting a Burger King combo for 2 chicken whoopers with shakes and fries instead of 500 for 350 or 300.
But you're giving me a physical coupon, right?
No, electronic.
But they won't go to the store.
No, if they go to the store, they just need to show the coupon.
What you need to do is
seamless.
I think what you need to do, and she'll be the right person to guide us. I think what you need to do is you need to channelize that coupon through Swiggy when she orders.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, but I want her to go to the store. I don't want her to eat at home.
Will you go to a store? No.
Yeah, okay. So my thing is very simple, that we want to be creating a digital infrastructure for people to actually come and consume F&B. And that's what we're trying to do. And that's what even forward-looking QSR chains are understanding. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't know how many of you have been to Chayos. Run by 3 guys.
Yeah.
I think the most amazing tea boutiques in the country. If you haven't been, please go. I'm not sure if the founder's here. Raghav, fantastic guy. And Chayos runs a 50% off on EazyDiner. Okay, and only 10 coupons per outlet. But the only reason is to explore more and more people to come into his store. Brands are thinking differently. And I think that is what all of us need to be aware of. And certainly I am, I sometimes myself get shocked, when I attend strategy meetings at EazyDiner. Average age is 26. They're very high energy. It sometimes shocks me. I think the change of pace is too rapid. But I think that is where the world is going to. And their customer relationship management system, they can pull out right now and talk about where all did you eat in the last 2 years. And any one of them can do that. And I can tell you, in hotel CRMs, I've worked for 24 years in hotels, they will lose the profile only, or they'll have 20 Swapan seats.
Because I don't think any hotel has invited 30 millennials to a conference room and said, what would you like us to feed you? What would you like in your rooms? What would you like us to do? The old-fashioned ITC tobacco companies used to run smoker panels where they would test various blends. But we haven't done that. We're running short of time. I'm known for asking controversial questions, and I haven't asked even one as yet. So let us address...
Go ahead.
I know the answer, but let us address the elephant in the room. What's this hotel business?
Great business.
What are you up to?
So right now, like I said, 85% of my time is with EazyDiner and taking F&B onto a new digital platform.
Tell me more about the hotels.
Okay, so...
I mean, that's what you've been telling everyone. 85% of my time is getting this thing. Tell us the real story. Oops.
Okay, so... so Swapan, I always thought, and I was very close to the startup space for the last 3.5, 4 years, really, and I always thought that how come all innovation in the hospitality sectors actually happen in the budget sector? So whether it's Trebo, whether it's Fab Hotels, whether it's Oyo, all innovations actually happened in the economy sector of the business. How come there is no innovation in luxury hospitality?
Yeah.
Or has luxury hospitality already reached its pinnacle and it's done and it's over with? And I thought, I went back and I started studying this 2 years back, and I said that I think one of the guys who really redefined on how we holiday was Aman in a very significant way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 decades back. They really changed the way the world looked at holiday resorts.
Experiential.
They're really experiential, and they really changed the way luxury hospitality was. So I thought, okay, that was a big innovation. I thought One and Only came and did a great job, but in a different level, again with resorts in an experiential space.
But they all fell into the same abyss over
Everybody
time.
kind of went there. And with Atlantis, I thought One and Only kind of confused their own strategy.
Absolutely.
It was good, but it confused its strategy, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. And I thought that there was a very, very big space in the experiential hospitality space to do something, really, and to create a new brand. My entire background was in luxury hotels. And today, the biggest thing in India is that you actually don't need money. India, and I can just tell you, means Ritesh would have been a better guy because he's raised much, much more money than I have ever raised. Okay, but Ritesh would be a great guy to tell you, India's looking, when venture capitalists look at India, they look at operational arbitrage, which is very simple.
Yeah.
Do you know how to run a profitable business in this country? And if you do, then raising capital is easy.
Sure.
So raising capital was easy for us.
And you raised all your capital abroad.
We raised all our capital abroad. We didn't raise anything in India, actually. We opened our issue outside. We were oversubscribed 6 times on the hotel venture. We'll give out details. But again, my thing was, what is the point in announcing a hotel venture? I'd rather announce it when I'm ready to take reservations, yeah? Because that's what the millennials like. Millennials don't want to see, okay.
They're not going to wait.
Clap, clap, clap. I've forgotten about it 3 minutes later. So we wanted to be announcing it when we're ready to take reservations, and we will tell you. But also in a slightly altruistic way, because I keep on going that side with either with charity beds or whatever. But in a different altruistic way, I think the hotel brand that I'm about to create is actually a tribute to everybody sitting in this room. Because they're all hoteliers. They come to work early in the morning. They work till late in the evening. Okay, so it's my tribute to everybody in this room that yes, all of you can tomorrow dream and create a new luxury hotel brand.
Absolutely.
And I want to be disrupted by somebody in this room very happily.
I mean, I've seen
this.
this.
So this is my tribute to everybody out here. And whenever we announce it, I think
When
we should be...
when do bookings open?
Bookings should open 1st of October.
Nice.
And we should be able to make a formal announcement on what's the name, on what's the brand, on whatever it is
It's
that
a
you've been hearing about.
It's a fantastic
You've got a
name.
preview to it,
It's a fantastic
but
name.
we should be able to announce it in the next 60 days latest. And between 30 to 60 days, we'll be able to announce. And it'll be for you, for all of you to dream to create a luxury hotel brand. We are dreaming. We have the audacity to go ahead and create a new luxury hotel brand in this world, which is already very branded, to say that there is definitely a space for a new luxury experiential hotel brand, which makes you experience the hotel or a destination from outside. Till now, all hotels have looked within.
Absolutely.
I will not give away more, but we will look more outside. And that's about it. Yeah.
Congratulations. Lovely
Thank you.
talking to you.
Thanks so much. Thank you.